A setback in court today for 3 former Philly homicide detectives, all charged with lying under oath. They filed motions to have perjury and other offenses essentially thrown out.
But they didn't get their way. NBC 10's Cydney Long brings us up to speed tonight from the CJC in Center City. Cydney?
Well, Tracy and Jackie, good afternoon. That's right. It will soon be up to a jury to decide if these 3 former Philly homicide detectives committed perjury and other related offenses. Now, they are offenses that are related or were related to a confession that ultimately led to a conviction decades ago. Now, after another look, that man has been let go.
When detectives don't follow the law, they are subject to the law.
Former Philly police detectives Marty Devlin, Manuel Santiago, and Frank Yastrzemski left Center City's criminal justice complex with very little to say.
You'll follow me home?
No. About the fact they will face a jury.
Judge Mia Roberts-Perez heard their motion, considered it, and threw it out, which means that they are going to have to face a Philadelphia jury and explain why it is certain things came out of their mouth that everybody knew was untrue.
Charges against the 3 former Philadelphia homicide detectives are all tied to the wrongful conviction case of Anthony Wright. Wright is the Philadelphia man who was exonerated after serving more than 20 years behind bars. He was acquitted in a retrial.
This is an important confirmation that nobody is above the law and that a jury should be allowed to decide whether or not these detectives knew what they were doing was a fraud, was a lie.
All 3 detectives are now retired. Their attorney, Brian McMonigal, who represented Bill Cosby, had no comment today, but has previously told NBC 10, quote, "These 3 good men spent their entire careers seeking justice for victims of crime. In this case, they sought justice for an 80-year-old woman who was brutally raped and murdered. They are innocent of these charges, and it will be an honor to defend them."
I highly doubt they thought their motion had any real chance of winning. It essentially was a plea for special treatment, which they didn't get.
And District Attorney Krasner went on to say that we're still a couple of weeks away from an arraignment hearing in this case. That is likely when a trial date would be set. But he went on to say that given the pandemic and court cases that still have to be caught up on, and the courts sometimes open, sometimes closed, it could very much still be 6 months to a year before this case moves to trial. Reporting in Center City tonight, I'm Cydney Long, NBC 10 News.